guys, James Reese from Overtime Heroics MMA. I'm here today with Mason Jones. How's it going, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm perfectly good. Waterloading today, so get ready for obviously Friday, and looking forward to weigh-ins.
Yeah, definitely. I bet you are, mate. Bit of a wild week or two for you, really, innit? Obviously, the previous fight, I think it was two changes of fighters you've had going up into this card.
Yeah, 2 opponent changes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously going into this one then, to now out of nowhere, sort of the belt that you feel should have been yours anyway is now on the table. So, everything that's going on might not have been quite what he was looking for, but it's kind of working itself out for you, really.
Yeah, so Italian fighter 12-5, obviously ex-UFC, ex-Bellator, so big fight, been preparing for it really well, and I've had insane prep, boxing prep with Jamie Cox, who's 25-2. I mean, he lost for a world title. Awesome camp in Team Alpha Male with all the guys out there, and I got a lot of work in with I forgot the guy's name now. This is what aloneness is. But anyway, he fought on the UFC main event, just gone. So main card, not main events. So prep's been going fantastic. My opponent pulled in. He had medical issues, so he pulled out a week in advance. They didn't really give us a reason. We weren't really interested. We just said, look, find a new opponent. We don't mind. So they got a new opponent. It was a guy who was meant to fight Martin Stapleton. I can't say his name either. Terrible with names. He had pulled from the fight against Martin Stapleton with conjunctivitis. So they said, look, he should be cleared up in 2 days. All good. So I signed the contract, waiting for the fight to get released. And then I had a call 2:00 yesterday, basically saying, look, he's not cleared the fight. His eye's still infected. It isn't cleared up. He's going to need to get stronger antibiotics. So the fight's off. The board, because of the coronavirus, isn't allowed to get anyone out of Europe. So we can only get a UK fight with you, and getting a UK lightweight to fight you on short notice is going to be very tough. So I was like, right, what's the good news? He said, Joe McColgan, his opponent's pulled out. We can put it to him if you want. Obviously, he's a tough contender, so it'll be a difficult fight. But if you're game for it, we go from there. I said, look, I'll put my coaches. I said, I'm happy enough to fight, but it all depends on them. And they said that he said, look, just make it feel a bit better. If you fight him, we'll make it a title fight. I said, oh, I said, I can't say anything. I said, I'll put it to the coaches and I'll get back to you. And they agreed in about 10 minutes. So I got back to him, and I think I signed the contract last night, but they released it before, so we're all ready to go, and I'm just gonna make weight now and smash someone up.
Yeah, I mean, it's been long overdue for you, mate. Really, I mean, a lot of people are suggesting you should have been fighting for that strap 2 fights ago at least.
Yeah.
So the fact it's come along now, I mean, it's definitely well deserved.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've touched on started this camp training out with Team Alpha Male. Can you just go into that, what that experience was like, and what you sort of took from that you feel is going to make you a better fighter?
So this is like my 5th time I've trained out in Team Alpha Male. I get on really well with the guys out there. So yesterday after I got the news and stuff, I FaceTimed Uriah and had a conversation with him and told him I was fighting for a title and all, so he was over the moon for me, and said he'd have a look at the guy and get back to me, and he just thought the same as me, so it's a perfect fight for me. But I train out there, so the level of training out there is ridiculous. So Max Griffin was the welterweight I was doing a lot of heavy sparring with and a lot of really good rounds, and obviously he ended up losing on a close split decision against Olivier, the Brazilian cowboy. But we got crazy rounds in, and it really helps me every single time. I also did a lot of good wrestling rounds and sparring rounds with Christopher Gonzalez. He's a really close friend of mine, and he was one of the first people I messaged actually to talk to about the fight and let him know that I had a title fight and they were over the moon for me. So he fights on Bellator, so the roster they got out there is insane. Just the guys they got on the mats training the level, and I was training the camp before this with Tawfiq, who's just run the Risen lightweight title. So they've got non-stop contenders out there, and especially lightweight. The guys, the sparring there is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a insane amount of talent out there, really. And I mean, right from the top, as you say, I mean, Uriah Faber, I mean, one of the biggest names about in the sport, realistically speaking. So obviously, I mean, it's definitely going to help you going forward with that sort of, backing behind you. And as you say, it's really nice for you to be in close contact with these guys as well. I mean, you're not just going out to training and then now you're in. I mean, to stay in contact with them has got to be really good for your confidence as well.
Well, not so much that. It's just nice to know that you're not the only one with the same mindset. So, like, me and Andre Fili get on really well, mainly because I really like his mentality on things. And like he said when he was younger, he never really, he wasn't really in the right place, and he wanted to do all these different things where I never had the problem with. And now he's focused, and I think the guy can be definitely be a world champion. And he makes statement after statement in UFC. Obviously, his last fight didn't go very well for him, but I knew he had an injury going into that, and it was just one of them fights where you shouldn't be taken with injuries, but he's not the type of person to pull out, so he soldiered through, and he lost again on a decision, but he'll be back, and again, he'll be back stronger. So the guys out there are fantastic. Though their mentality, the way they train, it just helps you and really lets you know you're on the right track and doing the right thing, especially when you compare your level against them, and I'm constantly making gains and constantly getting better.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, obviously going into this fight, you're currently 8-0. Last time out, you fought at obviously Cage Warriors 108 against Alexei Mantakivi, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
I know you spoke before that you was a little bit disappointed that you wasn't able to finish him off, and I think you got a couple of silly cuts in the process.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, do you still feel the same way about that fight? And how do you feel that's going to help you going forward, as in learning from your mistakes from that one, really?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely feel the same. I watched it back not long ago, and it was just going my way all the way through, and then I started to hurt him, rocked him a little bit, and rather than putting smart pressure on, I got a bit carried away and rushed in and ended up getting into a dogfight, which wasn't necessary. So I really worked on the way I put pressure on people, and I'm a lot cleaner what I do. The ground side of things, after I took those silly cuts, I took him down, and I was in dominant position all the way through. Didn't do enough ground and pound, didn't secure the submission. So with the stuff we've been working on, and I'm a completely different fighter again now. Every single time we move on, I'm a better fighter. So I really can't wait to show everyone exactly what I can do, and show people why I deserve to be acknowledged as lightweight champion and why I am the number one in this division.
Yeah, definitely. And like obviously you've touched on your opponent now for March the 20th. I mean, only next Friday. I mean, that's crazy. To get a title fight on such short notice, really.
Yeah.
For both of you guys as well. I mean, it's not like you would, like you're stepping in for someone that's pulled out of a title fight. I mean, both of you were just sort of been given this opportunity. Joe McColgan, I mean, obviously another talented fighter. As you've said, tough opponent. Where do you feel that you've got your strengths are with this guy? What do you think that you can offer that he isn't going to be able to deal with?
So Joe fights similar to me. He's got dangerous kicks. My striking's faster. I hit harder. My kicks are a bit cleaner. My wrestling's better. He's got a solid ground game, but my ground game's better. So it's all going to go my way, and it's just waiting and obviously sorting the game plan out and getting in there and just doing what I do best and destroying him and putting him away.
Yeah, it's really exciting to look forward to. I got to be honest. I mean, like someone myself, I followed your career from pretty much. I think you'd had 2 fights before I started following your career, and so to see you finally getting this opportunity is fantastic. Obviously, not overlooking your opponent or any disrespect to McColgan, but assuming you do come through this with a win, I'm guessing you'll be looking to headline Cardiff then for your first defence, yeah?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So Obviously, I was hoping to fight for the title in June after the London didn't come around. I was hoping to fight for the title in London, and they said they wanted me to have another fight. And when it all come around in the end, it just works out better for me. First title defense on home ground. Whoever decides to step in is going to be in for a rude awakening. But like I said, no overlooking Joe. Hardest test of my career so far. Most meaningful win of my career so far. And I just can't wait until I'm crowned lightweight king.
Yeah, really, really looking forward to it, mate. Well, look, I really appreciate you taking the time out to do this, especially as I say, I mean, your fight is 6 days away. You're probably a busy man at the moment, and when you're not training, you probably want a bit of chill time yourself. So I respect that, mate, and I thank you for taking your time to do this. I just really want to wish you all the best from us guys at Overtime Heroics. Going into that title fight, as I say, it's well deserved, and I hope you get the result you want out of it, mate.
Oh, thanks so much, and thanks for having me on.
Anytime, mate, and I hope to catch up with you again soon, all right?
Speak to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, mate.